Hello my darlings, my name is Victoria and this is Veritas Tarot. I love to do readings for love, obviously love of another, but most importantly love for oneself, because you can't pour from an empty cup, hence my cup of tea tarot. And in England there's nothing that a good cup of tea and a chat, a natter with a friend can't help with. So today we're going to have that chat, that natter with spirit, with a cup of tea, and see what messages may be there for you. If the reading doesn't resonate, please don't try and make it fit. There are other amazing, extraordinary readers out there, and there will be a message for you. And I always believe that, you know, whoever's meant to see these messages will do so at the right time for them, guided by spirit. So we're going to do you a Six of Cups soulmate reading. We're going to see what's in your headspace, what's in your heart space, what's in your soulmate's headspace and heart space, advice from spirit, and then we're going to pull some romance angel cards for you as well. So Gemini, let's see what's in your heart space. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Gemini's headspace. What's in Gemini's headspace? There we are, that flew out. So you've got the Five of Swords. So you've just come through something really rather difficult, and my heart goes out to you, darling. It's never an easy space to be in. And I feel that it's obviously with this sort of the sunset here, you're feeling it's the end of a relationship, and you're kind of feeling very confused. And I always feel with the Five of Swords as well, you know, swords are about that battle within you, that sort of challenge, that sort of mental conflict that you're sort of going through. And it's that sort of moral conflict and actions that you've taken. And I feel with the Five of Swords that there is no winners and losers. There aren't really when we're in that headspace, but that when we're in that fear space, nobody really listens to the other person, because they're not understanding that each person, when they're dealing with things from a fear-based place, are dealing with it from their own place of pain, their own triggers, you know, behaviours that they've had for a long time. So whatever space you're in at the moment, your little noodle is going round and round and round. I feel there are children involved. I'm just seeing here there could be children involved in this. And you are feeling as well with these Three of Swords, you know, the Three of Swords is that heartbreak. So whoever's holding these Three of Swords, and I believe it's you're carrying around with you a great deal of heartache because of this situation. Let's see what's in your headspace. Thank you for Gemini. Sorry, I've done it the wrong way around again. In Gemini's heart space. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Gemini's heart space. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, you've got Temperance. So Temperance is a card about patience, which none of us are very good about. But what this is saying to me, that this is all being divinely guided and divinely protected by spirit. So whatever you're going through at the moment is in order for you to release old negative patterns of behaviour, and for your soulmate as well, because soulmates come into our lives. You know, we feel so much for a soulmate, and therefore, you know, when they do things or say things that, you know, they tend to really hurt if it's something that, you know, triggers us. And when we have in our lives carried on doing things from conditioned behaviours that go back a very long way, they can go back to our childhood, they can go to other relationships that we've had, and we've carried those wounds into a next relationship. Because you don't start a relationship when you meet a new person. You start a relationship with how you heal from the old relationship and start a relationship with yourself. You are the most important person in your life. And if you cannot love yourself and respect yourself, then you're going to carry those feelings of lack of into every relationship you're in. So the divine God universe has come in to help you, and your heart, your soul is assisting you through this process. And this is Archangel Michael, and it's all about finding balance within yourself. It's about that sort of having your foot in your emotions, but also on the ground. It's about being grounded, and also about understanding from doing things from a love space. But you're very much already you're starting to transform, you're starting to wake up, you're starting to see things from a different perspective. And you see this path here, you know what direction you want to take. Now, whether this is towards your soulmate again, that this situation, or whether it's somebody new that's come into your life. But Spirit is saying have patience, because you need time to heal. And this person also needs time to heal if you're looking to reconcile with them. Otherwise, you'll just repeat the same patterns of behavior. And do it from, see this white, this is all about the peace. Do it when you talk to somebody from a soul space, from a love space. They listen. When you talk to them from an ego pain space, nobody listens to each other. I think you've had some time during all of this lockdown, and that's what the rainbows mean for me. You've had some time during lockdown and to think about things and to process things. And again, with these purple irises, this is all about your sort of awakening, your understanding, your spiritual growth. So let's see what's in your soulmates. And I find it very interesting. Do you see, look at the colours here. So you've got these sort of colours here, almost like a mishmashed up rainbow. And then suddenly they're in this beautiful arc. So you've definitely been on a journey, and you're definitely coming to a place of learning, starting to learn and trust what's happening, and starting to have patience. Your soul, your heart is guiding you with this. Let's see what's in your soulmate's headspace. Too many cards, thank you. Let's do that again. What's in Gemini's soulmate's headspace? Gemini's soulmate's headspace. Thank you, there we go. Well, they want to give 2 cards. So you've got both the 9 of Wands and the 6 of Wands. So I'm going to talk about the 6 of Wands first. I think in their headspace, they're hiding behind a kind of mask at the moment. They're not really showing you how they feel. This card is the victory card, but I think, do you see everybody sort of looking up at them? I think for them, bless them, that how people feel about them, which is the same for all of us, is very, very important. And I don't think they want to give anything away at the moment to you. They do, though. The white horse represents that sort of peace and that spirit as well. They are looking kind of back, and there is a nostalgia with this card, so that although they're in this space of being slightly pretending nothing's really affecting them, I do feel that whatever's happened between you has very much affected them. They've also got the 9 of Wands. So the 9 of Wands is about, they've stepped forward from a place of, see all of these other wands here. These are, I call them life cycles that they've gone through, cycles of relationships or situations where maybe they were repeating the same thing over and over and over again, but they have come forward away from that. So they are going through, just like you're going through with the Temperance card, where Spirit is asking you to have patience. They have come away from these patterns, this hamster wheel of behavior, and maybe they're beginning to have this sort of realization. And this is why also you've got the 6 of Wands, because they're starting to feel a little bit better, but they're still not quite ready to talk. But they're quite determined, and he also is looking back at the Temperance card, and he's looking back at the 5 of Swords. So whatever happened between you has been a trigger for them. Just, soulmates come in to trigger us. We love them dearly. They're amazing. But they come in also to heal that inner wound in us, those wounds that haven't been healed. And so just like your soulmate has had that impact on you, I believe, you've also had that impact on them. It works both ways. So let's see what advice from Spirit is. But they have they've stepped forward. You're different. You've triggered. Whatever they feel for you is different from all of these past cycles they've gone through. So they are very much. You've helped. We can't fix somebody else. We can only fix and heal ourselves. But what's happened between you has allowed that healing for them to start to happen, just like it's starting for you as well. So this is advice from Spirit. And you've got the Prince of Wands here. So the Prince of Wands is, somebody who comes into your life, maybe for a short time, maybe it can be a bit of a player or whatever, but I'm more feeling with this Prince of Wands that, you know, this is the Nine of Wands here, okay, and this is the Prince of Wands, so this is the same person. And I'm feeling, because of course they've got wands all over them. I don't know if they're a Sagittarius. There's a lot of wands in this reading. There's a lot of passion in this reading and desire, etc. But I feel they want to come and talk to you. But they're very nervous. Do you see with the horse rearing up? You know, they kind of want to rush in, but then they sort of stop themselves. You know, there's a lot of love there with the green that they're wearing. And, you know, their visor is up. They've got this sort of plume here. So I'm going to go back to the Six of Wands. They are worried about appearances, and that's something that is part of their healing that they're being asked to look at, and why does that concern them so much about what other people think. But there's definitely passion there for you. They're definitely looking back, and in fact it's that way around, so they're looking back at the other cards there. And they do want to come and talk, but they are a little nervous about how you're going to react to them. And in fact, in your heart space, you're in that very much patient, understanding space that maybe these things sometimes just take, it's divine timing, you know, it's you know, things don't happen always for us at the time we want them to happen for us, but the universe knows when it's the right time. So anyway, let's clarify the Five of Swords for you, Gemini. Five of Swords, please, for Gemini. Five of Swords for Gemini. Thank you. Yeah, you've got the Four of Cauldrons. So, you know, whoever it was in this relationship it wasn't a balanced relationship. I think there was a lot of walking on eggshells. There was a lot of somebody giving, and another person not doing the same back. And whoever this person is, you know, there's a real defensiveness to them. There's a sort of, they're focusing on the lack of in their life. And when you focus on the lack of, you get more of the same. And what's not happening here is that this cup, this divinely guided cup of love is being offered, and they're ignoring it. So I think, you know, this argument, this end of this relationship was because I believe that you felt that your soulmate wasn't committing, wasn't as engaged, I'm getting, in the relationship as you were. And so you, it's causing a lot of, I believe the relationship has ended, but it's caused a lot of hurt and pain for you, and also for them, because remember, when somebody, and look, they're just saying, here's this Page of Cauldrons, so this is this cup that's being offered. It's just popped out again, just confirmation that this is all divinely guided. But it's also saying to me, and I will take this card that's just popped out as I was talking, when you deal with relationships, or talking with people, try and always do it from a place of love. Try and always do it from a place of not judging another, and having compassion and understanding that they are also in a space of unlearning a lot of conditioned behaviours in their lives. And if you can shift and change, and you can learn to self-love and self-worth, and then that makes you extraordinarily, when people listen to you, if you talk from a place of love, they listen. Love, people hear love, people don't hear fear. You know, they don't want to know if anything that's, if you're talking in this state, nobody really listens. Too much noise going on. Talk from the place of love. Be vulnerable, you know, be vulnerable, be open, be transparent. Tell somebody how you're feeling. God talks to us through our feelings. Look at your own feelings. You are being guided. And look here, you've got this lobster sort of over her shoulder. So this is Spirit is saying to me that this relationship has been in order for you to transform and evolve. A lobster will grow out of his skin when he's made to feel so uncomfortable. He has to do it. So you are being asked by Spirit, this is all divinely looked after and protected, to start to shift and change, and to look at why things may have happened in your life, and that is it coming back to past hurts that you haven't healed from that are triggering you. Very much being guided by Spirit. And the shells here also represent that spiritual growth and enlightenment and awareness that you're getting. Let's look at the Temperance card for you, a little bit more detail. This is for Gemini in their heart space, the Temperance card. Thank you, thank you, thank you. One card, please. Thank you. Too many cards. One card, please. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so it's the Six of Swords. So you've had to go through this Five of Swords to get to this Six of Swords, and this is what your heart, your feelings are telling you, you're being guided to do by Spirit. The Six of Swords is knowing about what direction you want to take, and it's about maneuvering between your conscious and your subconscious. Do you see? Your subconscious, your soul, it's peace, it's quiet, it's loving, and your conscious, your mind can cause the boat to slightly go off in the wrong direction sometimes, and that's okay. But it's about you knowing what direction you want to take, and you see you're going towards that dawn, you're going towards that space, and and so Spirit is very much guiding you. You're on the right path. Now, I'm also looking here, you've got these five, funny enough, there's one sword here which the person's pointing, and that's their absolute clarity about where they're going, that truth, that sort of, this is where we're going. You've got these Three of Swords behind this person, so this heartache that's happening for you at the moment, I know it's difficult to hear, but it's happening for you, not to you. It's happening because God, the universe, wants you to shift and change and heal from past hurts, and that's why that Three of Swords is there. But it has left you again with this clarity and this ability to speak your truth, and that's in the other two swords there. So Spirit is very much taking you on the journey at the moment, and it's always for your greatest good. Let's see what's in your soulmate's headspace. They have the Six of Wands. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So yes, so the Six of Wands, and they've got the Merlin. So the Merlin is the Hermit. So what this is saying to me is that it's this quiet, that they're in a place at the moment of needing time out, needing the space to themselves. I love to see the Hermit card here, because however much they're putting on this front, this mask of everything, inside they are going within. They're doing what I call the onion peeling, and it makes you cry, but they're going through, they're processing, they're healing, they're beginning to understand. It takes a great deal of strength to stand on that cliff, and not a lot of people stand there, but they're doing it. And do you see as well with the tame water, what I love to see is you're both, heading in this direction. You're both heading in the same direction, but you're just on parallel paths at the moment. But the dawn is coming up, the dawn is coming up. They're going within, you're being guided as well. And this is their soul guiding them. And the water is peaceful because they're beginning to understand. You don't get answers by going without, looking without. You only get the answers by going within. It's when you have that knowing, when you know something, you understand something. And when you're in this quiet space, you can allow what I call those receiving thoughts to come through. Those are messages from God, from soul, from Spirit. They are the thoughts that give you that clarity, and you go, okay, I understand. So I'd love to see that your soulmate is in that space, and you are also being guided. You're both heading, and I want to show you something else. They're looking, do you see? They're focusing on you. They know this journey is about you. They know that there is an extraordinary connection there. They're deep in thought about what's happened between you. And this for me also is saying about you letting go and allowing the universe to just take over. So when I just want to go back to this card. I always have this thing with the boats where if you have the oars, they're your oars of fear and anxiety, and you're trying to control where the boat's going. Here they have no oars. They're allowing the universe to take them on this journey, going with the flow, seeing what happens. Go into that receiving mode, because it'll all become clear and you'll know which direction you're meant to go in. but you are very much both in each other's energetic space. They're really getting enlightenment here. Do you see all this? All these stars, this is all the spiritual advice and guidance. And you've got here this hawk, you know, they're seeing things from their higher self, they're seeing things from a love space, a soul space. I'm going to clarify now, in their heart space, they have the Nine of Wands. Thank you, 2 more cards. Thank you. Yes, so they've got the King of Cups, the King of Cauldrons. So they have a huge amount of love for you, my darling, a huge amount of love. Not terribly good about maybe saying it. The King of Cups is very much somebody who doesn't speak so much about their love, but they have this absolute knowing in their heart how they feel about you. And do you see as well, though, this thistle here, this is about, you know, the thistles represent the kind of past hurts and an understanding of love from past hurt. So they're beginning to have this understanding. You know, I'm really proud of them. They've stepped forward away from repetitive patterns of behavior, and you know, they have this cup of love. And what Spirit's advice is, you see this little dolphin here, you keep doing your thing, you keep enjoy, you know, if you're now that you've got, you know, I can feel this sort of Temperance card and you're balancing out and you've got the Six of Swords, keep focusing on you, keep having fun, keep being in the moment. I am, 2 of the most powerful words you can use. I am grateful, I am happy, I am deserving, I am abundant. You keep doing your thing, you keep moving forward. If you love your soulmate, which I really believe you do, allow them the space to come to you at the right time, at divine timing. You keep moving forward. Hold the space for them if you want. This is a very emotional time for them. And they have stepped forward, you know, mentally in their head, they've stepped forward and they're looking, they've got this wand, they know it's you, but they just need that time. You keep doing your thing, darling. You keep doing your thing. Let's look at the Prince of Wands, which is the advice from Spirit. Okay, and you've got the Page of Shields. So this is about somebody, as I said, this is about them wanting to come forward, a little nervous about doing it, all right? And you've got here the Page of Shields. They do want, this is a message, they want to give you a message, okay? Again, did I say, yes, no, they've got, do you see, they're still though, and there's an expression in England, you can't see the wood for the trees. They're still in the wood. They still they're still not ready to, they haven't got all of the clarity. They want to give you a message. They're sorry, they're sad, they're sorry. You can see with her face there. There may be some addictions going on that have impacted your relationship, and that's part of the sorry. They are getting grounding with the barefoot, and they've got the red here, but they're very sorry. And whatever sorry they're going to give you is going to be from their heart space with the wearing the green. So that message is coming in. Be kind, always be kind, and be compassionate towards them, because you know nobody means to hurt another. They just do it from their pain body, from their pain space. But they do very much have love for you, and I do see them coming forward. But just you keep doing your thing. You keep being that little dolphin, having fun and enjoying life, and you let them have their little time out. Is that, what is it? Is it Dory from Finding Nemo, when she says, just keep swimming, just keep swimming? That's what you just do. You keep focus on you, my darling. You keep focusing on your self-love and your self-worth. Okay, and then I'm going to, pull these. So you have got stay optimistic about your love life, which is very beautiful, okay? And this says positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. So we know I talked to you about the negative feelings and being in that space, and then about, you know, the I am grateful, I am happy, I am love. Keep doing that and you will attract more of the same. We're like a radio signal. What we emit out, we receive back, and the universe always says yes. So don't you want it to be yes to amazing surprises and delights? So that's very, very beautiful. And the other card you've got is, and remember I talked to you about this with the Six of Wands here, about wearing a mask. It says deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship, okay? So he or she is hiding behind this mask. And apologies if I only say he, it's because normally there's men in this cards, but I just mean he or she or your soulmate. So they are wearing a mask in this, but they are very much being being guided, you know, with the little cherub head thing here. And deception is not, they're deceiving themselves. They're making themselves not happy. You know, when somebody when somebody wears a mask, it's because they're so concerned about how people will see them, how they'll see the real them. And that comes down to their lack of self-love and self-worth. So they'll tend to push people away a little bit because they're worried if they get too close, they might see the real them. But the real them's amazing. We know that. They don't know that because they don't have that self-love and self-worth. So that's what this is about. But I love the fact that you've got to stay optimistic about your love life as well. So Gemini, I hope you enjoyed that reading. Do let me know if you have any comments in the comments section. Otherwise, have a really good week, and I look forward to having a chat and a natter with you next week with Spirit. Take care, my darlings. Bye bye.